This is Fadi from fadisal18.com. Well, the last few weeks have been extremely enlightening to me on so many fronts. I wrote a blog post which I will share with this video. And in that blog post I dig into the details of certain aspects that really shifted. And I find it beautifully orchestrated that we had 3 weeks of intense internal exploration, internal cleansing with the energy of Mercury retrograde, followed by more intense energies that help us tie things up with the full moon. That was over the past 3 days or so. And I love it, because what I want to highlight today is how important it is to flow with the universe, to go with the direction that the universe seems to be taking us on, because it's futile to go against it. We're playing this game, and for me, I'm becoming more aware of the fact that life is simply a game, and the universe sets the rules, and the more we resonate with it, the more we flow with it, the easier it is for us to create that outcome and get to that destination that we want to get to, without resistance within us and outside of us. So, speaking of resistance outside of us, one of the main things that I have been working on over the past week is the concept of divine timing. I recorded a video about divine timing a few months ago, and I love how when you're connected, you get guidance in beautiful bits and pieces when you're ready to receive them. And this week I had an epiphany about how divine timing works. So one of the main things I cleared this week is allowing God to step in at all times, and allowing God to step in at His own timing. I realized that I did a lot of things to prove myself, to prove a point, and to kind of make sure that the universe notices that look, I've done my part. So there was a lot of energy of proving in what I was doing. A lot of what I did was to make a point, instead of it simply coming from a place of understanding my role and letting the universe and letting God do His role. I was kind of forcing the issue, and kind of pushing for things to happen at a timeline that was not really in accordance with the divine plan or the divine timeline. So divine timing is very much responsive to our allowing, to our readiness. And from that perspective, we simply act when we're meant to act, and we do nothing when we're meant to do nothing. The struggle for me was doing nothing, because for anyone who knows me on a personal level, they would know that it's very difficult for me to sit down. I need to be active. I have bags of energy, and I just need to express that energy. Most people, they wake up in the morning and they take their time. Within 10 minutes or so, I have everything around me tidied up. So this is who I am. I just have so much energy, and I do not know how to sit down. Now, 2017, for those of you who have been following my videos, has all been about teaching me to sit down when I need to sit down, to do nothing when I need to do nothing, and things just work out. Divine timing is, and for me the word miracles is coming into play here as well, is to know that things will work out. And in my perspective, I don't have to force the issue. I don't have to get everything in place and wait, which was another thing for me. It's kind of like the vision I'm getting now is like, look, I'm ready. Are you ready? No, you're not ready. Okay, I need to do more. there's a lot of that energy, and it's so impatient, and it's so out of sync with how the universe really works, because the universe is very patient. It is all about making sure everything is in place for things to flow forward. The key for me, though, was what I learned this week and what I wrote about in my blog post. Why I was forcing the issue is because I felt like my prayers were going unanswered. I felt like, and that was a big belief system coming to me from a previous lifetime, and for those of you who haven't done past life work, I really recommend it. Most of the shifting that has happened with me and how fast it has happened over the past few months is because I've cleared so much with past lives. So what I picked up as a belief system from my past life is because I felt like I failed God in a previous lifetime. So I felt like my requests would go to God's inbox, and they would suddenly go into a folder that I labeled unimportant. And so, God would only tend to that folder when everything else is in place. So that's what I did. I put everything else in place, and I just waited. And this of course is coming from a place of lack of faith that God was listening to my prayers and having my prayers answered. Also, it was coming from a place of lack of self-worth, and not believing that God would listen to me unless I've done my part to the fullest. So what I want to say to you about divine timing is you doing your part, but you allowing God to do his part. And whenever your part is done, by all means, step back and rest. Yesterday, I woke up and I was guided to do nothing. And I received awesome news, although I did nothing. So this is how it really works. You do your part, and then you allow the divine to do its part. But you don't force the issue. You really cannot force the issue, because what I'm really learning is that the way the divine works is that always in terms of our highest and best good, but also with the sense of a long-term solution, not just in the sense of patching things up. That's not how it works. It works by making sure that the right people who will support your long-term vision are there. The right people who will bring the best out of you are there. The right situations, the right resources. So there's a lot of the divine seeing your highest potential and giving you gifts based on your highest potential. So with divine timing, there is a lot of waiting, for sure, as things fall into place. But the waiting will stop the moment you fully allow that which you've asked for to come to you. And that happens by firstly trusting that you are fully worthy and deserving of what you're asking for, to experience that. Also, it's about trusting that no request that you're making is greater than God. It's no request that you're making is outside of this universe. It's already in this universe. That will make it so easy for you to receive. So with divine timing, your role is to follow guidance on whatever you're asked to do, and definitely empower yourself and increase your level of faith in believing that your prayers are being answered, that your prayers are definitely prioritized, and that you are fully deserving of receiving that prayer fully, and to just allow it to happen in the sense that's for your highest good, and to not sell yourself short. A big message for me this week was, in many cases when I made that prayer and when I felt like it was taking longer than what I wanted, I began to make moves that were selling me short. So please avoid that. Go beyond that. And whenever you're asked to do nothing, just do nothing. And trust that your good will come to you anyway. So just allow what I said to simmer with you. I mentioned past lives, and I do a lot of awesome past life work with Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Metatron. If you'd like to experience that, please hit me up. and just enjoy processing what I mentioned in this video. See how it reflects in your world. See where you're forcing the issue, and see and move beyond that. And I'll see you next week.